Hey guys, Ivan here, and in this video we got the prejudging of the Classic Physique Mr. Olympia 2024, and we got some surprising results. I mean, of course the results are not in yet, but we can see what is going to happen most likely. So we all thought this was gonna be either a battle of Chris Bumstead versus Wesley Vissers, or C-Bum versus Ramon Dino, but neither is true. It seems like neither Ramon Dino nor Wesley Vissers are making that top 3. You're gonna see in a second why. So, right off the bat, I mean, Chris Bumstead is destroying everybody. He is definitely killing it. This guy is freaking phenomenal. Take a look at this video real quick. It's probably the highest quality video you're gonna find of Chris Bumstead. He is definitely on, like, better than last year. He is definitely bringing it. Like, he is conditioned, he is full, he looks fresh, he looks clean, he looks really freaking. Look at his side chest. That's freaking, it's insane, it's crazy. If you thought anybody else had a chance against him, you were so wrong. And it's most likely not Ramon Dino, neither Wesley Vissers, who have a chance against this guy. I mean, nobody comes close to C-Bum. The guy is a freaking alien. I don't know if there will ever be a better classic physique ever. Now, as far as the top 3, it's most likely going to be actually Urs Klecinski and Mike Sommerfeld. That's right. So as you can see, you will notice in a second, Ramon Dino was sweating like crazy. The sweat was dripping all over his body, his stand was ruined, especially later. You're gonna notice it was insane. He was holding so much water, everything was, it was a flood basically on the stage because of him. So I don't think I don't know if he's gonna be top 5 even. Wesley Vissers did not really bring the conditioning. Yeah, we all thought he was gonna repeat his look from the Arnold Classic. For some reason he just can't deliver at a Mr. Olympia. He is definitely not as dry and as lean, as hard as he was the Arnold Classic. This is like Wesley at 70%. Legs are looking especially smooth. Everything is just soft and smooth. No, not a good look. I think Brian Ainsley is probably beating him. Maybe even Jose Manuel. You know, maybe even Michael the Bull. I think he might be last here in this call out, one of the last spots. I mean, he was 8th, I believe, last year at the Mr. Olympia, and it seems like this year he's going to be probably same spot or like 7th. So that's not because Wesley Vissers can't place higher. We all saw that he beat both Urs and Ramon at the Arnold Classic, but he's just off. You know, I mean, he's lean, but he needs to be diced. He needs to be shredded, and I guess you can't peak that hard twice in a year. It's very difficult. Hari also just showed us that he can't do it neither. You know, he was spot on at the Arnold Classic. He missed the peak now. Samson was off, I would say, at the Arnold Classic, but he brought it now. So I don't know if you can peak maximally twice a year. Mike Sommerfeld surprised me, to be honest. Now, he's a shorter guy, a lot shorter than all of these guys right here. But, you know, back in the day, Terence Ruffin was placing, I believe, 2nd at the Mr. Olympia, so, you know, height is not necessarily a bad thing in classic physique. It's not a good thing, but you can get away with it if you are good, if you're really good, and Mike is really good. So at this point, they pulled away Chris Bumstead, Urs, and Mike Sommerfeld, meaning that they are the top 3. Leaving us with Wesley Vissers, Michael the Bull, Ramon Dino, Jose Manuel, and Brian Ainsley. Now, I knew that a lot of people actually had Jose Manuel, you know, in their top 8, but I thought he might be just hype, and I made a video about it. I didn't think he was going to be this good from the front, but yeah, I guess he stood out, and he stood out of like 65 guys, which is ridiculous. Come on, 65 freaking Olympians on the stage. Like, look at a crowd, they can't even fit on the stage. The posing routine section lasted 1 hour, basically longer than 1 hour. Everybody got a minute. That's stupid. I mean, I'm a competitor myself. I'm gonna try to turn pro this year. And, you know, with these things the way they are, there is a big likelihood that I'm gonna maybe even get at a Mr. Olympia stage because it's not that difficult. I mean, 65 guys get to go there. If you choose a weaker show in classic physique, you can get up there. I mean, look at these 65 guys. Like, how many of them have we ever heard about? I mean, they're just like basically almost like amateurs. So I understand the promoters. They're trying to like get as many people to compete at the shows. But this is ridiculous, 65 guys. And how can they even tell who is better than who? Like, maybe you can separate the top 5, but like, who's to say that there aren't better bodybuilders than Jose Manuel, and he's just more popular? Or Brian Ainsley, or any of these guys here. I mean, yeah, it's very difficult to judge when you have 65 freaking guys on the stage. You simply can't compare them all, it's impossible. So yeah, here is your second call out, the top 8 guys. That's usually how Mr. Olympia does it as far as classic physique. You get a separated top 8 that get one call out, and then a couple of guys who end up in the first call out. Last year it was only 2 guys, but now we're going to have a third guy in the mix as well, Michael the Bull. Now as far as these guys right here, I would say Ramon Dino is winning, but because of like an enormous amount of sweat that was spilled on this stage, they might punish him for that. But after him, I think it will be Brian Ainsley, and then Jose Manuel, and then probably Wesley Vissers and Michael the Bull in the end. That's the way I see it right now. Things might change, because later on they actually put these 2 guys with Michael the Bull and Wesley Vissers. They gave them a chance to fight for that 8, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Wesley and Michael the Bull will be in that top 8, and the other 2 guys are making the top 10. Now, as far as the second call out, yeah, based on the way the judges were moving these guys, and based on the fact that Ramon dried out, I mean, he basically exerted all of his sweat in the first round. He came in a lot drier. Yeah, I think Ramon is very firmly in that 4th spot. But I'm honestly very surprised by Jose Manuel. I definitely underestimated this guy. Maybe he doesn't have the prettiest legs, so he's kind of lacking some aesthetics from the front, but that back is crazy. The glutes, conditioning in the hamstrings as well, nuts. Ramon also, he's okay. Maybe they should have put Ramon in the first call out as well to see how he compares against Urs and Mike Sommerfeld, but no, this is the second call out, and I think Ramon Dino is 4th. And then maybe I would go with Jose Manuel, honestly, instead of Brian Ainsley. But it's very close. I think Brian is like maybe more classic, but Jose is harder and leaner, and those biceps are freaky, back is freaky, just the shape of the legs and like the waist size, not as classic as the other guys. Now, the top 3. The top 3 was actually really amazing. I enjoyed this probably even more than the open division. The lighting here was actually good, better. The live stream was better. And the music was also awesome. I really enjoyed it. I actually got chills when Chris was in the middle, and when he hit the front double bicep, it was crazy. Now, this is a good day for you German boys. I didn't expect, I underestimated Mike. I'm sorry, I didn't see he was going to be this good. But yeah, I mean, Urs is more classic, definitely reminds me more of Chris Bumstead, with that small waist, with height and everything. But, I mean, Mike Sommerfeld is like thick, dense, conditioned, big as well. And I would still go with Urs because of his like more aesthetic, more classic lines, but it can go either way. Now, as far as can anybody beat Chris Bumstead at this show? No, if you want to beat Chris Bumstead, you need to knock him out. Nobody's knocking him out right here. They're matching him with conditioning and like with muscularity, with density, stuff like that, but Chris's structure is just perfect. It doesn't get any better than that. However, I gotta say, I'm surprised with how much Urs progressed. His back is bigger, his arms are bigger, his conditioning, he nailed the peak for this show. Just like I said, he wasn't perfect at the Arnold Classic, both Ohio and UK, and he nailed it for this show. And Mike Sommerfeld, the improvements that he made, he's actually like maybe even bigger than Chris Bumstead, honestly. Look at those freaking legs, man, like he is massive, and he's a shorter guy. It doesn't happen usually that a shorter guy actually looks bigger. By the way, they were measuring these guys at the weighings. Everybody's probably like 10 pounds over their weight cap. So yeah, they're all freaking massive. They're all really conditioned as well. And these 3 guys really brought it. It was really amazing, honestly. But again, Chris Bumstead is winning. As far as second, I have no idea. I really can't choose. Well, let's say Urs because of his classic shape. But it can be Mike as well because of his size and fullness. However, Germany is definitely taking the second spot, and Canada is winning, I guess. So, whatever you guys think about this show, tell me down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. For the coverage of the rest of the Mr. Olympia, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and for the post-Olympia shows as well, stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you soon, all the best, and bye-bye.